I cannot get enough of this clip. I mean, this would freak me out.
Hello? What is it? Who is it? Where? Who is it?
Here.
Here.
Behind you, look. Behind you.
Where?
I'm behind you.
Where?
I'm right
No!
behind you.
No.
Don't you run away.
What?
Please stay. Stay with me.
No. Where are you?
Don't come play with me.
Where are you?
We will kill you.
I took too many mushrooms. Fuck! Stop! Stop it!
I'm here.
Where? Oh God.
Behind you, look. Behind you.
Where is it? Where are you? I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you!
Now this one here does have my attention. A subscriber sent this into a well-known channel after spotting this in the woods. In the clip, tucked between the trees is a small triangular structure with what looks like a dark shape or creature inside. The quality of the video isn't great and you can't make out many details, but this isn't something you see every day in the woods. The narrator, and I actually think he's made a mistake, says that there's a Bigfoot sitting inside this shelter. No. Could the structure itself have been made by Bigfoot? Sure. But there's absolutely no way a full-grown Bigfoot is sitting inside that thing. I mean, just look at the nearby tree for scale. The figure appears maybe a foot or two tall at most. This feels far more like a small animal or some type of something stored away. And I am really intrigued by the structure, I just know there's not a Bigfoot in it. But tell me, am I missing something here? Look at this thing. My goodness, I swear the people that are creating these clips, they're not going to be satisfied until we all have nightmares. We're all going to be shipped off to the loony bin. This person has made an alligator hybrid with messed up looking eyes next to a toilet. I mean, what's more triggering than that? We all see snakes in toilets and random places and they scare us to death. Now you're going to put a man-eater. Oh my goodness. Like I said, they're not going to be satisfied until we're all crazy. 3 weeks before this footage surfaced, a veteran search and rescue pilot in northern Oregon responded to what should have been a routine missing hiker call. A 28-year-old man never checked in after an overnight route through the Cascade Range. He was experienced, well-equipped, and familiar with the area. Yet by Tuesday morning, there was still no contact. Because the terrain is packed with steep ravines and dense forest, ground teams struggled. A helicopter was brought in, along with 2 local hunters who knew the mountains intimately. From the air, they located the hiker's campsite quickly. The tent was still standing, gear was neatly arranged, nothing looked rushed, but the hiker was gone. Hours into the search, one hunter spotted movement below that looked like a bear. The pilot circled back, and that's when they realized it wasn't a bear at all. Whatever they were watching was walking upright. It stood roughly 8 to 9 feet tall and moved with purpose through heavy brush. Slung over its shoulder was what appeared to be a limp human body, wearing a red jacket that matched the missing hiker. Instead of calling it in immediately, they followed it. As the creature moved toward a remote canyon wall, the hunters noticed tree markings along its route. Branches snapped far above human reach, deep scratches carved into trunks, and breaks that looked deliberate, not accidental. This wasn't random wildlife damage. It looked like a path that had been used before. The creature disappeared into a hidden cave in the canyon wall. With no quick way for ground teams to reach it, the pilot made a risky decision and landed about a half a mile away. The 3 men approached on foot, desperate to save the hiker. The closer they got, the stranger it became. Massive footprints pressed deep into the soil. A strong, musky odor hung in the air. More marked trees appeared along the trail, reinforcing the feeling that this area wasn't just passed through, it was controlled. From inside the cave, they heard movement. Then, a weak human voice calling for help. Moments later, the creature appeared at the entrance. Up close, it was enormous, but it didn't charge. It blocked the opening and watched them closely. When a rifle lowered, it relaxed. When it rose, the creature tensed. It wasn't acting like a cornered animal. It was assessing them. Using a narrow secondary opening, one hunter slipped inside and found the hiker alive. He was badly injured, dehydrated, he also had a broken leg. But the craziest part is that his wounds had been tended. The hiker later claimed the creature had pulled him from a ravine and kept him alive, bringing him food and water and preventing him from leaving while he was injured. The escape didn't go unnoticed. As they extracted the hiker, loose rocks inside the cave shifted like a crude alarm. The creature realized what was happening and pursued them through the forest, moving fast and cutting angles, driving them toward the helicopter. But when they reached the clearing, the creature stopped at the tree line. It didn't attack, it just watched as the hiker was lifted away. The man survived, and in the weeks that followed, pilots noticed the cave entrance appeared sealed, as if whatever lived there had moved on. Most of the signs a creature had lived here were gone. The tree markings were still there. If anything, it looked like he had possibly made more of them. Maybe a message. So, we're left with a few questions. Firstly, is this story true? If so, is this an instance of a Bigfoot being very helpful? Could it have been a predator? Was he just marking and protecting his territory? What do you guys think? You think this is beyond the realm of possibility? I'd love to know your thoughts. A man on a hike through the woods noticed a dark silhouette standing motionless in the cover of brush and trees. The man could feel the intensity, the feeling of being watched. As soon as he glanced to his left, he locked eyes with this creature. He pulled out his camera, if anything, to record his last moments. This thing almost looks human. Look at the eye shine. This freaked the guy out and he took off and ran. I mean, what the heck is this thing? I would legit be scared of this if I saw this out on a hike. In September of 2024, a TikTok creator, whose account has since disappeared, began uploading a string of unsettling videos. It all kicked off with the first clip, filmed moments after she and her young daughter were followed back to their apartment by a man, loudly arguing with something that no one else could see. Mom and daughter were scared to death. That moment alone was disturbing, but it was only the start of a much darker chain of events.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door.
No, it's not.
I know you heard me. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
Thankfully, the man eventually walks away, but after replaying the footage, something even stranger appears. The door to an empty apartment across the hallway slowly opens, then shuts on its own. She explains that this door, she has never seen it open.
Yeah, so here's an update on what happened in the Ring camera footage when I was with my daughter the other day. And they stole my Ring camera, but that's another story for another day. Anyway, y'all, in the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, look at that. But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at that. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how?
After posting the clip, she contacted the landlord, who sent a maintenance worker to unlock the vacant unit.
You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. The fuck? What is that? He's y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? What the hell put kids' shoes up in there? What the? So how did? So hold on, because no, this other day the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not finna get close to this shit. But this is real snake skin. Oh my God. Look at this shit.
Feeling uneasy, she left the building soon after and swore she wouldn't return. But while reviewing the footage later, she noticed another detail that deeply unsettled her.
And I noticed something in them pile of shoes. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it. Those boots are my daughter's. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I want to say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
Now convinced something wasn't right, she became determined to uncover who had been stealing children's shoes from the building. Her primary suspect was the same man who chased her and her daughter to their door. Before taking action, she started asking questions, including speaking with the property manager to gather more information.
Okay, so tell me again, like, how long has it been since somebody stayed in that room or been in that room?
Oh, shit. At least 6 years.
6 years. 6 years. So y'all ain't been up there and did no type of checks, like none of that. 6 years.
Why?
Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not gonna say collecting, stealing little kids' shoes around here. And the reason why I said that is because I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to that room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there. But my question is, though, why though? Like, make it make sense.
With what she learned, she set up a hidden camera and put together a plan. That's when the activity escalated.
This right here is gonna let me know who been in this building stealing these kids' shoes, and also who the hell has access to that room right there.
She began hearing what sounded like a crying baby coming from the vacant apartment. Despite spotting unfamiliar people wandering her floor, no one took the bait she'd set. No one went after the shoes. Then, 2 days later, she recorded something truly alarming. The footage shows a neighbor stepping out after hearing the crying baby coming from the empty unit. What happens next is hard to explain. A child's shoe appears to slide on its own. Now, before her account went completely silent, she uploaded one final clip, and here it is.
Okay, y'all, so update. As you can see, property manager came and put a lock on the door. And whoever was in there, the fuck? Y'all.
So the first time I watched this clip, I missed the entire point. I was waiting for like a monkey to jump out of the alley and start riding this bear off into the sunset or something. I mean, I legit thought this was going to be AI, but apparently this Good Samaritan, there was a bear that came into this crowded festival and he kind of shooed it away, got it away from all the children. But kudos to this guy. Nice job, dude. But yeah, I was waiting for something just off the wall to happen. Our next video opens with a lone camper entering a secluded woodland in the UK to attempt a 24-hour survival challenge. The goal is simple but tough. Get through the day with very limited supplies, relying only on a small hidden shelter and the chance to harvest food from the land.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me back in the woods once again. We're going to be staying in a low profile shelter in the middle of the woods for 24 hours, hunting my own dinner hopefully. I am going to have to be a bit careful with these cartridges though today. I've only brought 4 out with me, so my shooting really will depend on whether I go hungry or not tonight. Sometimes it is nice just come out with minimal gear. It makes things a little less stressful, I believe. Right, so that's one in the bag, and to be honest with you, if it is just the one that I get, I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to the animal. It's the hard bit over. Process it now, and I shall put it with my noodles. So we're going to have a pigeon chow mein.
He brings only 4 shotgun shells, meaning any meal depends entirely on accuracy. Early into the trip, he manages to take down a pigeon. Grateful for the success, he cleans and prepares it, planning to cook the bird later with some ramen noodles over an open fire. But he quickly tells us this outing isn't just about survival skills or minimalist camping. The real reason he chose this location traces back to something strange he noticed earlier that week.
So now the water's on the boil, I can have 5 minutes chat. The creature that I caught on my mobile phone whilst out walking with the family, obviously it is an animal of some description, it's big and it is a dark colour. Obviously it was a complete disaster this morning trying to drone footage it. The drone got crashed and lost for a little while. But yeah, I mean, the size of it, the way it moved in that slight, it was very, very jiggly, the footage, because it was so far away. All I had was mobile. I was trying to zoom in and the sunlight was reflecting onto my phone. I couldn't see a lot, so it was up and down. But what I did get, I'm grateful for, because had I not got any sort of footage of it, no one would have ever probably believed that I see it. But the kids made a little bit of noise and eventually it left. It went through the other side of the field. But that's why I'm camping here tonight. We're a stone's throw from that field. This is a place I camp regular. So yeah, I've strategically already put out a couple of trail cams. So hopefully they may bring something. Obviously trail cams have brought some funny things up in the woodlands that I've caught on many trail camera down in the big forest before. But yeah.
While walking with his family near a field not far from his usual camping area, he spotted a large dark shape moving across the distance. He quickly pulled out his phone and recorded a short clip. The footage is shaky and pretty hard to see, but it clearly shows something crossing the field that doesn't resemble a fox or any domestic dog. The movement is smooth, controlled, and fast. After his children made some noise, the creature noticed them and slipped into the tree line and disappeared. Even though the video lacked clarity, the moment stayed with him. Honestly, that was the real reason he decided to camp nearby. He placed trail cameras throughout the area, hoping they might capture clear evidence of whatever he had seen.
Just before it does get too dark, I'm going to get myself into position with the night vision goggles in that field where we captured that creature on camera. See what's going on during the night. But I'm going to have to turn this camera off and the light off before I get there, otherwise obviously I'm going to give myself away. I definitely don't think it was a fox, and there's definitely no dog. It should be over in that area, poaching or not poaching. It didn't look like a dog to me. There should be no dogs over here whatsoever. For the size and length of that animal, it definitely wasn't a fox, not in my opinion. So I'm just on my way back into camp now. There's nothing about, obviously, as we thought. You don't get lucky twice, do you? So I'm going to go back and enjoy the rest of my campfire and my evening up here. The wind is still pretty high, but yeah, we'll just hope that the rain holds off. We're not due any, but like I say, we're in the UK and you can never guarantee the weather. So see you in a minute back at camp.
As night fell, he prepared to return to the field. Using night vision goggles and keeping his flashlight off, he tried to remain unnoticed while scanning the area. Despite thoroughly taking his time, he found nothing definitive. No reflective eyes, no movement, just really an empty, windswept field. Eventually, he headed back to camp, accepting that sightings like this rarely repeat themselves on demand. Sitting by the fire, he reflected on what he had witnessed earlier. It didn't match any animal he could confidently identify. Not a fox, not a coyote, dogs weren't in that location. Still, he avoided making any dramatic claims. He simply acknowledged how unusual the encounter felt and kind of left it at that. While the footage alone isn't definitive, it lines up with reports long discussed in the UK involving large black cats, often referred to as British big cats. These animals are commonly described as panther-like or similar to pumas and have been reported by farmers, hikers, and hunters for decades. Accounts often share the same elements. Large, dark figures moving quickly through remote countryside, vanishing before clear identification is possible. Some believe they're escaped exotic pets that became feral, while others argue they're misidentified native wildlife or remnants of forgotten populations. Whatever they are, this incident may not provide proof, but it adds another piece to an ongoing mystery. Was it truly an unknown predator roaming the landscape, or simply a misidentification? Have you or someone you know ever seen anything like this outdoors? Share your thoughts below. This next story comes from a little-known YouTube channel called Captain Oho, a strange account with only a single upload. Despite that, the lone video has gone on to be considered one of the most unsettling solo camping experiences ever recorded. The footage was captured on August 31st, 2023 during a solo trip to Lost Lake in Oregon. At the time, a major wildfire was burning roughly 12 miles west of the area. Even though the conditions were risky, the uploader chose to continue, explaining that the trip had been planned for over a year. The plan itself was simple: hike into the backcountry, set up camp near the lake, and spend some time fishing. Early on, everything felt manageable. The air quality wasn't great, but it wasn't unbearable either. With that in mind, he pressed forward and continued hiking toward Lost Lake. Hours later, everything changed. The wind shifted suddenly, pushing thick wildfire smoke directly into the area. The forest became engulfed in a heavy, choking haze. By the time he reached the lake, visibility had dropped dramatically. What should have been a peaceful and scenic spot now looked bleak and almost post-apocalyptic.
This is a trip. We're in Lost Lake, Oregon. We're out here with the ultralight, and you can't see 150 feet out there on the lake. This is all wildfire here right now. We're out here trying to catch a trout, but look at that. We came up, and boom, we drove right into this mess. So we're gonna try to catch us some trout. We're gonna go from there. It really is the end of the world. You should go through here. Look at that clear now. moisture, but it is unreal up here. Some apocalyptic conditions. This is the most photographed lake in Oregon, maybe in the United States. And it is absolutely gorgeous out here when it is not the end of the world. So just unreal. I'm sure it's something that you can light on. Wildfire, you know? Let's smoke a cigarette and see if I can release it.
Smoke lingered above the water, and each breath became more difficult than the last. Even so, this guy tried to fish. Thankfully, it didn't take him much longer to realize it wasn't worth staying. He packed up and moved deeper into the woods, where the smoke actually felt slightly less intense. Well, he's not out of the woods yet. No pun intended. The story takes a strange turn.
A year ago, I came out here with my wife, and she was about to pop pregnant. And we had to stop probably a quarter of the mile back. And I'd say this is our time to head back too, because whatever large creature is back there is big. Let's take a look. Shh. It's big. It's probably fucking Sasquatch at this point.
Off in the distance, he noticed something large moving between the trees. His first thought was a deer, maybe even a bear that had been pushed out by the wildfire. But the longer he watched, the less it resembled any normal animal. Then, without warning, objects started flying at him.
This is Sasquatch country. Oh my god. Wonderful poles and rock. We are back. Really? The one thing that is consistently reported with Sasquatch, rock throwing. Hear that? Big rocks. Those are big rocks, dude. Dude, they're lobbing rocks at me. Big rocks. Hear that? It's hitting the tree. We're in Sasquatch country. This is not fake either, bro. They're big rocks being thrown at us right now. Huge, dude. Holy Woo. It's moving. Ooh, it's getting too close, bro. We gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving, baby. I do not want to die out here. Chunking rocks, dude. Dude, those are huge rocks. Huge. That is like no joke rocks. I don't have my gun out here. Do not want to film my demise either. Let's cook it. We gotta cook it. Jesus Christ, dude. What the was that?
What began as light rustling quickly turned into the sound of heavy rocks slamming into nearby trees. These weren't small stones either. They were large, forceful throws that landed with alarming precision. The weight of the rocks and how close they struck convinced him that whatever was out there was strong and intentionally doing this. His fear escalated as he described how narrowly some of them missed him. With no way to protect himself, he decided the only option was to leave. He ran through the smoke-filled forest, adrenaline pushing him forward until he finally reached his car. Once inside and the door shut, he described feeling immediate relief. Still shaken, he later uploaded the footage online. The comment section quickly filled with debate. Some viewers were convinced it was a Sasquatch, pointing out that rock throwing is frequently reported in Bigfoot encounters. Others were skeptical, questioning whether the situation had been exaggerated or staged. Considering the isolation, the lack of people, and the chaos created by the nearby wildfire, I'd say it's possible a wild animal felt threatened and could have easily come out of hiding, but that doesn't explain any of the rock throwing. The accuracy and force behind the thrown rocks suggested something unusually powerful. For those who follow cryptids, the incident checks several familiar boxes: rock throwing, territorial behavior, dense forests, and an individual hiking. Do we think this guy really had an encounter with Bigfoot? Did the smoke and stress and fear distort what was happening? Share your thoughts. And kind of my take is, honestly, if a wildfire is burning nearby and your trip's been planned for a year, what's another week or two to wait it out? That said, heavy smoke could also drive wildlife or other things out into places they're rarely seen. That detail alone makes this story even more unsettling.